I'm Jessie.
And I'm Natalie.
And today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite plants,
the avocado. So we love to eat avocados on toast. You can make guacamole, but we usually throw the pits and the peels away. But today we're going to show you how you can reduce food waste by using the peels and the pits.
We're going to be making dye. So I have dyed this pillowcase. It used to be kind of yellow, and now it's a lovely shade of pink. And you can't see it super well from this angle, but I'm going to show you a close-up later. And you might be thinking, pink? Avocados are green. But they do turn pink, and we're going to show you how we did this, and we'll be dyeing these bright white scrunchies into lovely shades of pink.
Then we're going to show you how you can make your own avocado plant using the pit. But first, let's get some of our ingredients together for the dye.
We're going to need a large pot of water to boil, avocado pits, and optionally the skins and fabric. So when you're choosing your avocados, it works best if you can find one that's got a really dark color. Sometimes they're even a little bit purplish. This one was pretty green when I bought it, but that'll still be okay. And when you're choosing fabric, dye doesn't really stick to polyester very well, so try to choose natural fibers like 100% cotton, wool, or silk.
So the first thing you're going to want to do is clean all of the fruit out of your avocado. So you're going to want to make sure the pit is clean as well as the skins.
So the skin is optional. The pit will create a really sort of bright mauve color. And then if you want to add the skins, that adds a little bit of brown to make it a more neutral color.
So next step is you are going to need to fill your pot with enough water to make sure that your fabric can be submerged. Now remember that you need to boil the water for a whole hour. An hour is a long time, and the water is going to reduce over time. So you should start out with more water than you think that you're going to need so that your fabric can be completely submerged. If you want to make the dye darker or lighter, you can boil the water for longer or shorter than an hour.
And we will come back once the water starts boiling. You can use a white bowl like this one to check on the dye color and see if it's just right.
Once the dye is ready, add your fabric to the pot of boiling water and boil for about an hour until you like the color. Keep in mind that the fabric color will look darker when wet, but will lighten once it's dried.
While boiling, you can either leave the pits and skins in or take them out. I left them in while I was dyeing my pillowcase. And as you can see, where the pits get stuck right next to the fabric, it gets a little bit blotchy. This has a nice natural look, but if you don't like that, you can take them out and it'll look more smooth.
Once you removed your dyed fabric, let it dry so the dye can set in. You can rinse it later, and now you can show off your new colored scrunchies.
This is our original white scrunchie compared to our new freshly dyed ones. This one hadn't been rinsed, and this one had. The purplish color in avocados comes from anthocyanins, which is a type of pigment. Avocado pits make great dyes because the tannins in them work as natural mordants. Tannins are natural substances found in plants like unripe fruits that prevent animals from eating them. And a mordant is something that makes dyes cling to fabric on a molecular level so they don't vanish after one wash. A lot of dye making requires adding something to act as a mordant, but the tannins in avocados do this naturally.
Another way you can reuse your avocado pit is by regrowing it into a new plant. The pit is, after all, a seed.
We have two disclaimers for this. One is that avocado plants can be toxic if some animals ingest them, especially birds and cats, so be careful if you have pets at home.
Our second is that avocado seeds can take about 10 years to become full-grown trees that bear fruit, so you might not get new avocados for a while, but in the meantime, you'll have a beautiful plant to liven up your home.
First, like you did when you were making dye, you want to wash all the fruit off of the avocado seed. Then you're going to stick 3 toothpicks into the narrower end. We've done this one already.
Use the toothpicks to suspend it over a glass jar filled with water. You want the water to cover about an inch of the bottom of the pit.
Now wait a few weeks, but make sure to replace the water every few days. I saved this pit a month ago, and it took several weeks to start growing, so don't give up if you don't see anything at first. Now that the root is out, it's growing a lot faster, and once it grows a stem that's a few inches tall, you can replant it in a pot with soil.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Thank you guys for watching.